Hello and welcome to Kuma English Listening Hub. Today we will talk about a job that many people never think about, but almost everyone uses. The work of movie and TV subtitlers. Maybe you watch shows in English with subtitles. Or maybe you watch a Korean, Spanish, or French drama with English subtitles. Subtitles help us understand the story. They also help people who are deaf or hard of hearing. But making good subtitles is not as simple as translating words. It is a careful process with many rules and many small choices. Let's start with a simple question. What does a subtitler do? A subtitler watches a video and creates the text that appears on the screen. Sometimes they translate from one language to another. Sometimes they make subtitles in the same language. For example, English audio with English subtitles. In both cases, the goal is the same. Make the message easy to read, at the right time, without blocking important parts of the picture. Now, here is the first big challenge. People speak faster than we can read. In real life, someone can say a long sentence in 2 seconds. But if that full sentence appears on the screen, viewers cannot read it quickly enough. So subtitlers often need to shorten the text. They keep the main meaning, but they remove extra words. For example, a character might say, "Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure if that's the best idea right now." A subtitle might become, "I'm not sure that's a good idea now." The meaning stays similar, but it is shorter and easier to read. Subtitlers also think about timing. A subtitle should appear when the speaker starts talking and disappear when the speaker finishes. But timing is not always perfect. Sometimes people talk over each other. Sometimes someone speaks while the camera shows something important, like a clue in a mystery story. Sometimes the sound is low or there is background noise. The subtitler needs to decide what to include and what to skip. Another important rule is reading speed. Many companies use a limit, such as a certain number of characters per second. This helps subtitles stay comfortable to read. If the subtitle is too long, the viewer feels stressed. They may stop watching the picture and only read. That can ruin the experience. Subtitles also have a limited space. Usually you see 1 or 2 lines at the bottom of the screen. Each line can only hold a certain number of characters. This means subtitlers must break sentences in a natural way. They try not to split a phrase in the middle. For example, it is better to write, "Can you bring the keys after you finish work?" than to write, "Can you bring the keys after you finish work?" The first version keeps "bring the keys" together. It is easier for the brain. Now let's talk about humor and culture. Jokes are often very hard to subtitle. A joke may depend on wordplay or on a cultural reference. Maybe a character uses a famous slogan from an old advertisement. If viewers in another country do not know it, the joke disappears. So what can a subtitler do? Sometimes they replace the joke with a different joke that works in the target language. Sometimes they keep the original meaning and accept that it is not very funny. And sometimes they add a short explanation, but this is rare because subtitles must stay short. Imagine a character in English says, "That's my kryptonite." Many people know that kryptonite is Superman's weakness, but not everyone knows it. In some languages, the subtitler might write, "That's my weakness." It loses the superhero idea, but the meaning becomes clear. Subtitlers also deal with strong accents and unclear speech. In some movies, characters whisper. In others, they speak very fast or use slang. The subtitler may need a script from the production company, or they may listen many times to catch the words. And there is another issue: censorship and rating rules. Some platforms want subtitles to match the rating of the show. If a character uses a very strong swear word, the subtitler might soften it, depending on the client's rules. This can be controversial. Some viewers want subtitles to be exact. Others prefer a cleaner version. There are also different types of subtitles. One type is standard subtitles for translation, like Japanese audio with English subtitles. Another type is captions for accessibility. Captions often include extra information about sounds. For example, door slams, sad music playing, crowd cheering. This helps people understand the full scene even without hearing it. Captions may also show who is speaking when it is not clear. For example, Anna, are you there? This is useful when the speaker is off screen. Now, let's look at how technology is changing this job. Today, many subtitlers use special software. The software helps with timing and line length. Some tools can suggest translations. And speech recognition can create a first draft of captions. But these tools are not perfect. Speech recognition can misunderstand names, slang, or quiet voices. Automatic translation can sound unnatural. So, human subtitlers still play a key role. They check meaning, tone, and style. They also make sure the text feels natural for real viewers. Style is another big topic. Should subtitles be very formal or more casual? If a teenager says, "No way," a formal subtitle like, "That is impossible," feels strange. Subtitlers try to match the character's personality. They think about age, social background, and the situation. They also think about consistency. If a character calls someone boss in one episode, the subtitle should not switch to chief in the next episode without a reason. In long series, consistency matters a lot. Subtitlers often use glossaries. A glossary is a list of important words and how to translate them. This can include character names, places, special objects, and repeated phrases. For fantasy stories, this is very helpful. It keeps the world clear. Now, let's talk about deadlines. Streaming platforms release shows quickly. Sometimes subtitles are needed in many languages at the same time. This creates pressure. A subtitler may have only a few days, or even less. When time is short, mistakes can happen. Common subtitle mistakes include wrong word choice, bad timing, typos text covering important information on the screen, or subtitles that do not match the speaker's tone. Have you ever seen a subtitle that felt strange or confusing? It may be because the subtitler had to make a hard choice. Or maybe they did not have enough time to review. Let's do a small listening reflection. Next time you watch a show with subtitles, try to notice these questions. Are the subtitles shorter than the spoken sentence? Do they appear and disappear at a comfortable speed? Do they keep the feeling of the character's voice? Do they explain sounds or only speech? If you are learning English, subtitles can be a great tool, but you can use them in different ways. You can watch first with English subtitles to connect spoken words and written words. Then you can watch again with no subtitles to train your listening. Or you can watch with subtitles in your first language, then switch to English subtitles. Just remember one important thing. Subtitles are not always exact. They are a version of the message made for reading. They are like a bridge between sound and understanding. Before we finish, let's imagine one scene and how a subtitler might work. A detective says quickly, "If we don't move now, we'll lose him in the crowd and then we'll never know who paid for the robbery." That is long. A subtitle might become, "Move now or we'll lose him. Then we won't know who paid." It is shorter, still clear, and easier to read. This is the hidden art of subtitling, making fast speech readable while keeping meaning and emotion. Thanks for listening today on Kuma English Listening Hub. If you want more B1 listening practice with interesting real-world topics, check the next video on the channel. And as you watch movies and shows this week, take a moment to notice the subtitles. You might see them in a new way. See you in the next episode.